We are back.
Can you believe it?
No.
Season 16.
16 seasons.
Well, this has certainly been an interesting season, full of surprises, curveballs, and fabulous talent as usual.
It's fun to look back and reflect on how great this training camp is going.
Let's break down tonight's top 3 moments.
We are no longer in the bubble, but we still need to remain socially distanced. So a lot of training camp will take place here at the stadium, on the field, in the clubs, and on the concourse.
Last season was so unpredictable with the pandemic, and this season still has uncertainty laced all throughout it. But we got a little bit closer to at least being in the same room together.
There was a whole new feeling about training camp this year because auditions too. They were so excited. They fed off of each other. They cheered each other on.
We have a whole class of rookies, our 2020 rookies, that didn't experience the football field. They didn't experience the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders locker room. Just getting to drive up and see the stadium, knowing we were back at our house. Then there's the long lines of girls. I've asked the girls through the years, has anybody ever seen the line and driven off? And there's been a lot of hands raised. Did you leave?
79, yeah.
Judy, you chicken. You drove up and thought what?
There were 2,000 girls, and I just thought, I'm not ready for this.
I just had one little accessory, my scooter and my boot. Didn't think I'd be in season 16 with a boot, but life happened.
You are going to be surprised. Why? Your favorite's not trying out.
Judy just told me that Maddie is not coming back.
When Maddie let us know that she was not re-auditioning, I think it probably made both of us cry in our own spaces.
We had her for 5 years, 1 year, actually 6, because she was cut her first year.
Maddie is such the perfect example of a comeback girl, and she was young. She was 18 and made it to training camp and had those office call-in visits, and we said, no, this isn't your year, and then she came back and she made it that second year. Then a third year, a fourth year, now all of a sudden she's a leader.
And a great leader.
A great assistant to you on the field. I don't know, I just think she always went above and beyond. So we were lucky to have Maddie.
We were.
So was Ava our first call-in for the 2021 season?
Yes.
Her solo on the judges round was, for me, it was almost a religious experience. It was so full of musicality. She illustrated the song that she chose beautifully. She had me sold. I wrote best solo.
And it was. Technical ability is far off the charts.
And then we take it to the field and we start doing our field choreography. And all of a sudden I hear, I think, Scott whispering over my shoulder of, what's wrong, what's wrong? And then there was whispers, and then we looked down and she just looked like she was just starting to
she was
fall out, faint.
Wavering up there.
Then when we called her into the office, she thought it was dehydration, fatigue.
She hasn't eaten.
And that's when I kind of changed tones on the conversation of, hey, you're going to have to be a big girl here now, and you've got to fuel yourself.
They have to treat their bodies like athletes, and athletes have to eat.
Here's someone who was absolutely at the top of my list, and now I really don't know if she'll ever be able to handle a 3-hour NFL football game with as much choreography as we perform and the stamina that's required. Our moment of the week was our meeting with Daphne. Don't hesitate to come to me or Judy and be honest with us. If you feel like it's compromised, you got to tell us.
I will be completely honest with you.
We could tell when she was competing on the field, you could see the struggle in her.
Very much so.
We didn't want to see it, but you could see it. You and I know how hard she works. She went to therapy 6 or 7 days a week.
She did. I was nervous for Daphne because you can't make excuses. You can't look at the other judges and say, oh, Daphne's hurt, she's rehabbing. They have to judge in the moment.
Was there not also a part of you thinking, how is she going to get through this?
Yes. I didn't think she could get through it. She wasn't fully recovered from an ACL injury, and she's doing the kick line.
I could see struggle. I could see effort, A++ for effort, but
A lot of
that
effort, a lot
could
of
also-
heart, and a lot of pain.
If her body will cooperate, I know mentally, there's no doubt Daphne should be on this team.
I hope she can do it. For our star spotlight this week, I'm so excited that Claire is with us.
I mean, you had the best musicality of anybody of this audition, and probably over years, every accent you surprised us. You missed nothing.
I've always been really inspired by musicals, and I actually cut the music myself because I'm particular about how it builds.
It wasn't typical, like you really brought your own flair and made your solo stand out from the rest.
Yeah, that was the other thing I really wanted to show you guys this year is I'm not like all one style, and I'm actually more of a jazz dancer than I am a contemporary dancer.
I'm glad you chose that because sometimes the contemporary pieces can get almost too intense.
Yeah.
And with yours, we saw sass and style and spice.
I think I'm always just a little bit nervous. I don't remember who told me this when I came here my first year, but they were like, nothing to prove, everything to share. And it's like, I want to share with you what's inside of me or whatever the dream is that I came up with that solo. But, I want to nail it too at the same time and not fall.
A little bit of nerves always makes for a better performance.
Yeah.
If you're not nervous, something's missing.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well,
Yeah.
anyway, it was great. It
Thank
put
you.
you at a strong place
Thank you.
on week 1.
Oh my God, Maddie. Maddie. God, I wish I could do that.
Who could ever forget her solo in season 14?
It was one of her best. It was when we finally saw Maddie's true personality come out.
Maddie totally energized the room that year in season 14.
She did. It was fun to see. Let's take a look at our current standings.
Don't forget to tune in to DCC Making the Team next Friday at 9, 8 Central.